Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for Psych 45 Research Methods for Saturday, April 15th. Just going to go over a few items like I always do, so let's get started. First up, your most recent discussion on Chapter 11, Factorial Designs. Most of you did a good job, but some of you really need to go back and review what a factorial design is and what it isn't, especially how you combine the factors there, because a handful of you really got things mixed up with that. So please be careful always when I ask you to design a study that you carefully examine the sample design that I provide for you so you can avoid those sorts of problems, because I really do give you enough so you can use that as a model to create your own design. So again, be careful to pay attention to that. Next up here is that our next chapter on correlations. That quiz and discussion will be due next Friday the 21st. And again, remember that time differential. The discussion will be due at 9 p.m. The quiz will be due at 11:59. And again, it's a design study, but it's actually pretty easy this time. But again, please be careful to address all the prompts and do examine the sample design that I provided there for you. Next up here, the big thing is I've been saying recently that your literature review paper, component 3 of that assignment, is due Wednesday, April 26th, so it's coming up here in less than 2 weeks. Remember, you'll find the APA Literature Review module underneath Unit 5 of our course material on Canvas, so scroll down to the bottom of the course page. You'll see the APA Lit Review module. You want to open up the instructions for component 3 at the very top. I've got a little short how-to video that you need to watch because it'll really answer some of your questions and just kind of show and tell you what you need to do in a real basic general way, which will really help get you started there if you haven't started already. Right below that video, you'll see an embedded file in both a Word and a PDF format there, instructions and checklist. Do read the instructions carefully because it does have some nice details about what you need to have in your paper, but there are also some embedded links there to a sample title page, abstract page, and a completed sample APA style literature review paper, so do check that out there. And also don't forget you have access to a sample paper in your pocket guide to APA style. I posted an announcement about that earlier this week, but remember you get to that pocket guide on the MindTap platform, so go into MindTap like you normally would to do your assignments and scroll down below chapter 15. You'll see the link to the pocket guide. Just click it open. You'll see all the chapters in the pocket guide. You want to open up the one for chapter 9, and the first paper listed there on birth order, that's the one you want to take a look at. The other paper, you don't look at that one because that's an actual research report, but the first one on birth order is a very handy dandy literature review sample, so do check it out. As also as part of that same file back in the APA Literature Review module beneath that video there, there is a checklist along with that instruction list there, so do check out that checklist. It's a list of do's and don'ts, things you do want to have in your paper, things you don't want to have in your paper, so do check it out. And as you'll find in the instructions there in the module and that instruction file too, you're going to be turning in 8 full pages, so that's not 7 1/4 and not 7 1/2, but 8 full pages of literature review content. That is a presentation of the material you found in your list of 10 references and how those references support your topic and thesis statement. And along with that, you're going to have a title page and an abstract page and a page of references. So it's 11 pages altogether, but 8 pages are really the meat and potatoes. That is the actual literature review. And in that literature review, you are going to present what you found in your references. You're not going to write your life story. You're not going to present a list, your lived experiences or your anecdotes there. This is about the literature you found and how it supports your topic. So it's not autobiographical, so please don't do that. Consider this short paper just like a little mini chapter you would find in a textbook that addressed your topic and thesis statement. That's the tone and that's the style, so present what the research says about your topic, and you can't go wrong with doing that. And do be careful to incorporate any feedback you had from the first part and or the outline of this assignment too. So from parts 1 and 2 of the writing assignment here, make sure you incorporate any of the things I told you that needed to be fixed there when you write your final paper, so you don't end up having some serious problems in this final paper, especially regarding how you format your citations, using quotations, and make sure that you use quotations judiciously. Don't just have block after block of quotes, because that's not writing. You'll find near the bottom of the instructions in the APA module there a rubric file. A rubric file is basically a grading scheme that is how the 125 points of the paper are going to be divided up into different areas and how you're going to earn them and what will cost you points, so you might want to take a look at that. Also, do note when you're ready to submit, there is a dedicated submission area where you're going to upload your file, and just like for the first two parts, it must be in Microsoft Word, so no PDFs, no Google Docs, etc. I will not accept those, and so it must be in Word. And you're going to be uploading it there in the dedicated submission area, and it's going to be analyzed by a plagiarism detection tool called Turnitin, and Turnitin basically is a platform, among other things, that will detect plagiarism. So do be careful about that you do paraphrase your sources properly. In the APA module there on Canvas, I do have a section near the bottom on plagiarism. I reproduce a table from chapter 4 of our textbook, which gives you a nice little sample there of an original source, and then they show you several examples as plagiarization of that source, because some students think, well, if I just change some words and put a citation, it's not plagiarism. Well, it actually is. And so there's a way to paraphrase properly, and there's a way to do it improperly, and that table is a really good example of how plagiarism looks and what it doesn't look like. So do take a look at that table. It's very short, but it gives you a real good sense immediately of what you need to do when you paraphrase the material there. Don't forget, there is the Writing and Reading Center over there in our library there on the ground floor. They can help you out with any aspect of writing with this assignment, or for any writing assignment in any of your courses for that matter. So it's free. They have online and in-person hours there. You just go to the college website, look up the Tutorial Center, and that's where they have listed all the stuff for the Writing and Reading Center, so do check that out. Otherwise, as always, just work ahead on your assignments, get your mind taps done, get your quizzes and discussions done for the remaining chapters in this unit. We will have our live Zoom meeting this Monday at 11 a.m. as usual, so hopefully I'll see some of you there. Otherwise, I hope you're having a good weekend, and take care and watch those lecture videos, especially again for Chapter 11 in case you haven't seen those on Factorial Designs. Take care until next time. All right, bye-bye.